Hola todos y todas, ¿cómo están? Welcome to this channeling for this new moon. My name is Luz and we're doing a reading and downloads for this Taurus new moon for Western astrology. And I already pre-shuffled this spread just now. And we can set our intention, maybe turning on a candle for ourselves. Maybe just staring at the candle here. I set intention for collectively. And with this sound from my singing bowl to take maybe 3 deep breaths and tune into the energies. Felt an energy of movement, definitely. My camera almost fell. Um, yes, and as this just happened actually. Like I'm indoors right now, but I'm looking through the window and the tree leaves are moving a lot. The wind is blowing a lot. And this happens often here. It's nothing strange, but just this moment, like my phone was about to fall because I bumped into it as well. So I see this as a connection and a download of this channeling. Um, we got some cards of a lot of change, a lot of change. So movement in that sense, like you either ending something or things being ended for you. Spirit is ending things for you. There's a lot of transformation going on. This may be a little bit forceful, who knows? But we're asked this new moon to see everything that is, in a sense, infinite and everything that is, in a sense, an endless spiral of change. And that is what makes us grow and how we can find beauty in that, because there seems to be like a lot of sorrow for things that have disappointed us or have just been really hard to take. Maybe this is a breakup, romantic breakup and stuff that's coming through here. We got the Ten of Swords, Five of Swords reversed, Knight of Cups reversed, and Hanged Man. So if we start with the Ten of Swords, there are things that are moving right now to an end. They're definitely moving towards an ending. There may be stuff that like leftover crumbs, like bread crumbs. That's the word I'm hearing. That are either the pain of the betrayal or, like maybe a little bit of wishful thinking. Maybe you feel like as if there is hope, but there's definitely separation. And of course, that is valid. All of this grief is valid. Maybe you had to leave someplace, maybe you had to just give up on something that you thought was gonna make you feel fulfilled. This could be like, I don't know, learning something new and maybe just making the space for you to go through a new path. But then you found that you were redirected, and truly it was divine redirection. You not having enough funds to do this, like economically not being able to, or just being redirected because in general, like time was not working. Maybe that was not the right time. What else? You're being reminded right now that even though it's a really dark time, there's gonna be new hope coming. And you're like overcoming some sort of, I feel like this could be like in any spaces, but I'm just gonna give, for the sake of the reading, I'm just gonna put an easy example, maybe a job, where here with the Five of Swords reverse, like the energy of like you being like maybe others pushing you down. This is the energy like of bullying, even. That energy is ending right now. You're transforming and you're being redirected. But they're saying like maybe, I don't know, let's say at your job somebody is envious of you getting compliments or you like, going up the ladder or something. And this is just totally not going to be relevant anymore. So that's really good news. Um, yeah, I think that there's going to be an opportunity for like to have dialogue about this even, but not in the sense of like you taking someone back or taking this job back or saying like yes to what you're being asked to do, but actually you being able to overcome like any kind of sabotage. You're going to be able to see clearly, basically. Your mind is going to be clearer. We have swords here, so this is more like mental. Like you're going to be able to see clearly, like that you don't want that. You're going to know what you don't want right now, okay, around this new moon. Um, yeah, and you're gonna see like which things are not making progress for you, and maybe this is at your job. Like let's keep talking about this example. Maybe this is the project, right? It's not making any progress, it's not growing. um yeah, there is a need to like you seek the spaces that you need or the nourishment that you need physically, even to go through this transformation and to be patient with yourself to continue this project but somewhere else. That's what the energy is saying. At least what the downloads that are coming through right now are around this new moon. Yeah, maybe you're thinking of, okay, you're shopping around of where you're moving next, like seeing where you're gonna continue your life and um, to set your plans, to plant your seeds or, to grow your roots into, because you're seeing that there's not much things that are gonna improve, and there's like this sense of like the power dynamics just being too hard for you, and spirit is saying like, yeah, when this is clearly not it's gonna become harder, and you're gonna have to like see it for what it is, and as opposed from thinking that you fighting and fighting and fighting against the current is the right thing to do because you do not give up, kind of thing. Yeah, spirit saying no. Like if you have to keep fighting, and there's always going to be power struggles in the environment that you're in, like you have to move on. That's what the energy is. Okay, and what else is coming through? Yeah, and when I'm saying that this is gonna be probably a little bit harder is because there's gonna be some turmoil, you know. Maybe there's some people that are gonna be very avoidant, not trying to tell you the truth. Perhaps here with the Knight of Cups reverse, there's maybe gonna be people who even like just like children throw tantrums at you. Like, why are you quitting? You cannot quit in the middle of, I don't know, this project quarter or whatever. Like this is like just an example for business, but you name it, it could be relationships, it could be a school, a place you live in, it could be anything, you know. But you're already thinking of the next step. So around this new moon, it's encouraging you to engage in making plans and maybe writing down like, where am I gonna look for job next, or what am I gonna study next. Maybe I'm done with this thing that I loved and that I wanted to keep doing, but it didn't work out. Or I don't know, they don't offer this in my area where I live. So maybe it's time to look for a new hobby, or maybe it's time to look for a new thing to learn, a new path. And it's not going to be so different. It's not going to be like, oh, like, go distract yourself with a bunch of different hobbies, or with whichever hobby, like all random. It's going to be in the same, let's say, like spirits bringing the word constellation. It's going to be in the same constellation or in the same branch of subjects, perhaps, if just to explain it. But yeah, it's going to be something different that you might want to look into this Taurus new moon. um yeah, I think if you find yourself with like passive aggressive behavior around you, it's best for you to just be patient with yourself and not um not, how do you say it? Like to feel, you can feel that is valid to feel the way you feel, and maybe you wanting to avoid confrontation here with the Knight of Cups reverse, but the truth is that you actually gonna have to um talk these things through. Yeah, to actually, like, I don't know, for to follow up the example we were saying, like maybe just put in your 2 weeks resignation letter in, and yeah, and this is probably like the best for you, right? Because this card is also speaks about like just financial struggles and like finding the, I don't know, a certain investment didn't work out and there's some energy of disappointment. But yeah, that's the energy in general. It doesn't have to be financial, okay? Mhm. What else? Yeah, you're like encouraged right now to just really look into the situation as well before jumping to conclusions. If this is something like that you yourself are not even sure of how to end, maybe you're the one that's struggling to commit to something and you just have to end it for the sake of the team, or for the sake of this other relationship to, move on with our lives. Yeah, maybe it can also mean that you need to really analyze a certain kind of contract before just signing it, and just going for it. That's something else that came through. Yeah, because there seems to be like a need for contemplation right now. And if this is romantic, just around this new moon, maybe if you're a people pleaser with the hangman, you're gonna find that you no longer feel the need to adjust for someone else. You no longer feel um, the need to do like self sacrifice for another person to feel good, or, like to keep, I don't know, any sort of job just for the people to not be left without one less employee, and maybe lose some money. I don't know what this is about, but those are examples that are coming through. But I want to read to you the butterfly. Okay, undergoing great change and transformation. The energy of the butterfly is with us during periods of transition. Since air is the element of the heart, this change usually involves relationships, or if you love your job, perhaps your career. Since transition is accompanied by some amount of discomfort, be extra patient and kind during this time, especially if the butterfly is you. Let solid friends and activities support you like a cocoon, committing to one daily routine, a meal, practice, or prayer, done at the same time and place and time, will be will do wonders for lifting a butterfly spirit. When in balance, cheerful, graceful; when out of balance, fragile and frustrated. So to bring it into balance, it says daily routine. Hmm. Yeah, I think there's need to refocus on your self nourishment, your feeling good hobbies, especially with this Taurus energy. Um, and that transformation may require, to leave some things and to really have a clear picture of how you're gonna do it. Maybe you need to send a letter to someone, or like cutting cords ritual, with someone. Something like that is coming through, but I want to read to you Seek Beauty. This is the time to reflect on love and to seek out beauty, create memories, take time to enjoy your experiences, celebrations, and special occasions. The recollection of happy moments will support you. Look not only in the world around you, but also within. Seek out the loving qualities that you appreciate about yourself. Search your own beauty. Look at yourself and the world around you from a new perspective. Hmm. I think that, yeah, this transformation is gonna reconnect you to what you truly want, and this might be trying something new, since it's the energy of the new moon. And like I said, it's not gonna be such a big surprise. It's gonna be something that you deep down in your subconscious were not letting out until now. Yep. Let's read the affirmations I'll pull for you. I rebel against my systems of I rebel against systems of falsehood that bind my freedom. Yeah, anything that binds you from not feeling whole and not feeling like loved by yourself, gotta go. Okay, gotta go. And you're having struggles, or people are struggling to letting you go. Either that, either one of the other. Okay, I show up and advocate for myself. Yeah, like I said, there's gonna be some confrontations that maybe are gonna be hard for you here with the Nine of Cups reverse. You're not gonna want to do these confrontations, but you can't let yourself be put down anymore and bullied here with the Five of Swords reverse. Ten of Swords is saying like you're about to, break free from something, and the freedom makes sense, like anything that binds your freedom, like this was saying, and the butterfly is a big transformative time, and you gotta give yourself grace, like it says, here seeking beauty and going moving on to the next thing. You're gonna give yourself time, of course, to go through the grief process, but also as well, like in that same time of the day, giving yourself, I don't know, a nice bath with candles, and rose petals, doing your meditation, cutting cords, giving grace to yourself. Let's read the last card. You are enough. You are enough. Okay? You are enough to live this right now. If you're thinking like I'm not ready, or like I don't have the resources yet, do not worry about that, because all of this, even though there's like financial pressure in this energy, it's bringing you to open new roads for you. And you might want to do around this new moon, um, an opening road ritual. The one from my experience, I can tell you that you can use an orange candle to open your roads, write your intention, or meditate on it. Meditate on whichever color feels meaningful to you, as freedom, as transformation, and opening your roads to new things, because that's going to help you with the cutting cords again. Okay, that's all that's coming through. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I'll see you on the next reading. Bye.